السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. هيا على الصلاة حيا على الصلاة هيا على الفلاح حيا على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. We stand in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send peace and blessings to our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My respected brothers and sisters in Islam, the title of my khutbah today is about the importance of having good character as a Muslim. The importance of understanding that having good character is a very important concept within our belief. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us so many times, Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas. We are the best humanity that has ever been raised within this ummah. And the reason is that because we have Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who is the best of the Prophet. And part of the mission of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam It was not just about Tawheed. It was not just about teaching people about who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was not just about teaching people about Salah, Zakah, Hajj, Umrah, and all the ibadat that we have to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam a bigger responsibility. And part of that responsibility, on top of the Tawheed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, is to perfect human character, is to change the human behavior. During the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he was in Quraysh, they had character. But the character that they had, it was not the character that was seen through the lens of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was not a character that was supposed to be seen through the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to this mankind, to this whole entire ummah, not to only teach us tawheed, but to also teach us the importance of behaving as Muslims. And the importance of having good character is something that is needed within the Muslim community. The Muslim community at large and within our local families. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, indeed, he was a man of good character. Every single thing about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, outside of ibadat, he had the best of character. And the effect that he had on the people of Mecca and Medina and every single place that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ever set a foot on, the effect that he had on them, it was based on his character. But a lot of time within us, the Muslim community, we have divided Iman on the other side, and we have also divided the importance of having good character on the other side. The concept of having Iman and true Iman and your Iman being complete goes hand to hand with having good akhlaq and good character. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us in the beautiful hadith, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ صَالِحَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I was not only sent just to teach you about Tawheed, about Salah, but I was sent to perfect human character, moral ethics, how we should behave, how we should speak, how we should talk. This was sent to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But a lot of times as Muslim communities, we have divided this in two different things. We only focus on the spirituality, which is great, but we forget about how we deal with each other within the Muslim community. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also told us, ما من شيء أثقل في ميزان المؤمن يوم القيامة من حسن الخلق. On Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the day that every single one of us are standing in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is not a deed that is going to be heavily scaled in the sight of Allah or on your mizan than having good character. The akhlaq, the way you speak, the way you engage with people. Are people comfortable with you? This ibadat that we don't take for granted. This is what's going to help you in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you to have your mizan raised in the highest level. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also told us, he was asked by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, what are some of the actions, what are some of the good deeds that when a person does, it's easily for this person to be able to go to Jannat al-Firdaus? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Taqwa Allah wa husnul khuluq. Having taqwa, being mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also being mindful of your akhlaq and the way you deal with people. My respected brothers and sisters in Islam, as a Muslim, you have to reevaluate yourself, because Iman and having akhlaq goes hand to hand together. If you are the person that comes to the masjid, salah, mashallah, tabarakallah, you pray all the 5 daily salah in the masjid, you read the Quran, you go to Hajj, you go to Umrah, you give the best donation in the masjid. But ala bab al-akhlaq, you are not there, then there's a disconnect. Those iman, those akhlaq that you have should reflect in your ibadat. Your salah, your Quran reading, whatever you have to do, there has to be a connection between that spirituality that you have and the ibadat that you also have. So inshallah today, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as we all know, he was the best of character. And every single character that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had is a character that we as Muslims we have to try to imitate. Because there's no other role model that we have in this ummah than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the characters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he had is the concept of speaking what is right. Every single day when the Imams is given the khutbah, there's one ayah that he gives every single time. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. This is the ayah that we hear every single khutbah on every single Friday. But this is one of the characters that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had. And it was also a character that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the people of Jannah. Be mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. Whenever you have the opportunity to speak, make sure you speak what is right. This is the character of a Muslim. A Muslim, from the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was not somebody that spoke a lot. When he spoke, he had a valid point. When he was silent, he was silent. You're barely going to find Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam or in any of the seerah that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was constantly talking about everything. As a Muslim, it's not a good character for you to be involved in every single conversation. It is not from the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir, falyaqul khayran aw liyasmut." This is one of the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you believe on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Either you say something good, or you stay silent." This is the first important character that I want us to all reflect upon in Yawm al-Jum'ah. For us to ask ourselves, do we have this type of character? Are we people that speak the right things? Or we just speak without actually thinking about the things that we say? This is the first character that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had. As I started earlier, the title of the khutbah today is about good character. Us having good character within our Muslim community. And one of the first character that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had was that when he spoke, he was right. And he made sure that he was honest in his speech. The second important character, we as Muslims, that we could benefit within the community or within the family scale, is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very just. He was very just. He was just to Muslims and non-Muslims. It didn't matter what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had between you and him. You don't like him, you did injustice to him. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very just. And this is a character that we as Muslims in the community level that we need. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا اعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. Rasulullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we should not allow the hatred or the little things that we have between us stop us from being just to one another. Being just is what gets you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many times within ourselves, within our local masjid, within your family, you had a lot of misunderstanding with somebody that you don't like, somebody that you don't get along with, and you had the opportunity to speak something good about that person, but you didn't. Why? Because you had a lot of misunderstanding with them, or you don't like them, or they did something to you a couple of years back. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a just human, regardless of the circumstance. Whether you liked him, whether you didn't like him, whether you hurt him, when it came for him to be just, he was just. This is a character that we could try to embody as a Muslim or within your local families to make sure that regardless of whatever hatred, jealousy, confusion that you have with somebody, you will still make sure that you are just whenever the opportunity comes. This is the second important character that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had. The third important character that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had, the best of mankind. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was trustworthy. People trusted Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and about the people of Jannat al-Firdaus, He said, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِأَمَانَاتِهِمْ وَعَهْدِهِمْ رَاعُونَ. These people, they are true to their trust. They don't break promises. This is the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Even before he became a prophet, the people of Mecca trusted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam because he was very honest and he was trustworthy. They did not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They did not believe in any of the things that he did. But one thing for sure, that they trusted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam with everything that they had. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had to go to Medina, then he had Ali radiallahu anhu sleep in that room. If you look at the seerah critically, some of the ulama said the reason why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told Ali to stay in that room was not just because of safety. Because you have to think about it, these enemies have surrounded Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told Ali radiallahu anhu to stay because there was amana that was given to him in Mecca. He told Ali, you see this one? This is for Fulan Kada. This is for Fulan Kada. I'm going to Medina. Look at the trust that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had, that he had to give it to Ali radiallahu anhu. This is what we need as a community. In our community, we are lacking the concept of trust. Amana. Somebody gives you something, either money, either car, anything that they give you is an amana that for you to make sure you hold it very careful. If somebody tells you something, it's an amana. You tell your brother, I'm going to tell you this. I'm struggling with this. Don't tell anybody. He's literally telling you, do not tell anybody about this mas'ala. But people don't take this amana very serious. It's amana of kalam. They trusted you. They told you something personal about what they're going through. But you end up telling other people. This is the third character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had. People trusted him with everything. In our local community, it's very hard to trust your fellow Muslim brother. Not because you don't trust them, but nobody could keep secret. People run their mouth every single day, and this is not from the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The fourth important character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had, which every single Muslim needs to make sure they embody this character. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was an easy person going. Subhanallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was an easy person going. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described Rasulullah, spoke to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was an easy person going. If he was harsh and then hard on the Sahabas, everybody would have left Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Part of the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was that he was a very easy person going. As a Muslim, as a husband, as a wife, as a neighbor, as a Muslim, ask yourself, are you an easy person going? Are you somebody that you're approachable and people talk to you? Or are people scared of you? This is the character of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The fifth character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had. Fa'afu annum. Rasulullah used to pardon people. You know, when you do something to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he would overlook. Most of the time when he got upset, it was because people crossed the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People did so much evil to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi in Makkah, in Medina, in Ta'if. But he forgave them. How many of us as Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we do not want to forgive each other because of something basic? Somebody have done something to you. Wallahi, I'm not going to forgive him. Wallahi, I'm not going to forgive. Even on Yawm al-Qiyamah, I've heard people say, even on Yawm al-Qiyamah, I'm not going to forgive him. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. This is not the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to forgive. He used to pardon people. وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ. He used to also make dua for them. This is the eighth character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had. You have to understand, for somebody to do something wrong to you, right? If somebody does any injustice, if it's needed to be addressed, la bas, you talk to that person. But the idea of you not wanting to forgive people, you have things that you have done to Allah Azza wa Jal every single day. You make dua, Ya Allah, forgive me. Oh ya Allah, forgive me. Oh ya Allah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. You have done things more severe in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you are asking Allah to forgive you. Or your fellow human being has done something to you which is very painful, but you do not want to forgive. This is one of the characters of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He was somebody that forgave people. فَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Another character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had, as I mentioned, he used to forgive a lot of people that have done injustice to him in Mecca, in Medina, in Ta'if, wherever Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam stepped a foot. There was a lot of injustice that was done to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Things that we have not even gone through yet. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam will forgive people. He will overlook. So you as a Muslim, today in Yawmul Jum'ah, reflect upon your own self. This character of forgiving. Are you somebody that forgive people within the local community? Within your family? Your wife probably has done something you do not want to forgive her. Your husband has done something you do not want to forgive him. Your fellow neighbor, your friend. So many things that we go through with people. It's difficult and it's hard to forgive. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has been through so much, things that we cannot even imagine, in the injustice that was done upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But he forgave people. This is the character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had. وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. Another character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had. He used to consult people with the Sahabas, Abu Bakr, Uthman, Ali. You have to think about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who gets the wahi from Jibreel and from Jibreel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the circumstances whereby Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will ask Abu Bakr, what do you think? Uthman, what do you think? Umar, what do you think? They will discuss to try and find a solution. And this is exactly what we need as a community. We need to be able to work together, discuss different things, find different ways to do things. Same thing if you're married, you discuss things with your wife, you do shura with your wife, you do shura with your husband. This is how we grow as a family, and this is how we grow as a community. The final character that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had was the character of haya, the character of shyness. And shyness is a branch within our iman, our faith. And sometimes you find a lot of people that say, you know what, I don't really care what people say about me. I don't care what people say about me or what I'm doing. No, you have to care. Part of shyness is to be concerned the immorality of the things that you are doing. If you're doing something that is immoral, don't say to yourself that I don't care what people say to me. I don't care what people are saying about me. You have to care. Because if you had true haya, you will not put yourself in that situation. This is the haya within the community level. And then you also have to have haya between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Are you not shy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you everything? And this is how you want to pay back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the poet said, إِذَا خَلَوْتَ بِرِيبَةٍ فِي ظُلْمَةٍ وَالنَّفْسُ دَاعِيَةٌ إِلَى الطُّغْيَانِ فَاسْتَحْيِي مِنْ نَظْرِ الْإِلَهِ وَقُلْ لَهَا. Whenever you find yourself in a difficult situation, in a private moment, or by your heart, your desire is calling you to al-fahisha. Be shy. Be shy of the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you. Right? That idea of thinking of the fact that Allah has given me so much. Allah has given me so much, from health to money to wealth to good job. Is this how I want to pay back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Part of shyness actually helps with your iman. So this is one of the characters that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had. As I mentioned, all this character is very, very important for us to reflect upon this character. To reflect within ourselves, within our local families, within our community, to see, inshallah, how much of this character can we try to embody for us to have an amazing community or for us to have an amazing family. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us. We have a sister, Sister Samia Salim Faris, who is going through a stage 4 brain cancer. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for her. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give her shifa. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for all the whole entire Muslim family, inshallah. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا صفوفكم تراسوا. Straighten up your lines. Inshallah, I'll be reading in the riwayah of Qalun and Na'fi. Jazakumullah khair. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Assalamu alaikum. Just quick announcements. Please donate on your way out to the masjid and grab a lunch too. Sunday school registration ends August 31st. Also, we have children's story time for kids ages 3 to 8 starting Saturday, August 24th at 3 p.m. Registration is required. The Sisters Youth Group will have an event at Dean Park 4 to 7 p.m. August 18. Sisters ages 13 to 25. There will be halakha along with sports activities. Again, this is for sisters only, 13 to 25. Starting this Friday, each Friday between 6 and 7 p.m., there will be a session on resilience and emotional intelligence in the cafeteria for sisters only. And there will be halakha tonight after Maghrib. Join us inshallah, and dinner will be served. And finally, Isha prayer will be at 9:15 starting tonight. Isha prayer will be 9:15. Also, a quick request for a dua. One of our brothers from the community, brother Mushtaq Ahmad's father-in-law, Altaf Ahmed, had a stroke this morning and is in a critical condition. So we ask Allah to give him speedy recovery, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
I texted you.
Next one from